We're just gonna start. We're starting live right now, guys. We're live.
Oh my gosh, we're live.
I know you're live on my channel, Mike Case. I don't have an I guess I do have an opening. It's like, hi, I'm Mike, and some bullshit. This is stuff. This is a live stream we're doing. These are the guys. Now, it's don't forget a towel is the name, right? Like that's the Instagram name.
Yes.
Okay.
It is. Yeah.
And that's a reference to Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, not South Park.
This guy did his research.
Well, so as soon as I saw it, I was like, I hope that's inside Hitchhiker's Guide.
Yeah.
Because I mean, South Park's fine, but like Hitchhiker's Guide has a lot more street cred to me.
I agree, 100%.
Different level of geekdom.
100%. I feel like it's less mainstream, which makes it cooler. Yeah. So tell me about yourselves. People know me; they don't care about me. We got Casey and Chris here, and there's a third person that draws, I guess.
Yeah.
Cool.
RJ Silvers draws the comic Pursuit of Plastic, which is
there we go. There's a little picture right on the thumbnail of this video.
Yeah, there you go. Chris preemptively got this printed for me pre-launch of the Kickstarter page.
Oh, it's like a present.
Illusions of Grandeur is what
That's
it was.
So nice.
Yeah,
dream big, absolutely.
The confidence was strong.
It paid off. But yeah, so we're co-writers of this comic book, Pursuit of Plastic.
All right.
And so we've been friends for like 30 years, and we decided.
So elementary school, is that what we're talking?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't look 7 years old, so I'm assuming you met as children.
Definitely before this beard, yeah.
Tiny people.
It's a fantastic beard, but I literally just trimmed mine up today a little bit because it was under the mask. It was just getting a hodgepodge, like a quagmire of sweat and grossness. So I had to trim it back a little bit.
I'll take your guys' link for that.
So you came together to do some geeky stuff. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so about 8 years ago now, we started a website called don'tforgetatowel.com, and from that, so it's a geek news website. We did reviews and interviews and more, so it was a lot of good geekly content. And out of that, we started producing a podcast called Towel Light Talk, which is we do it weekly to bi-weekly. It's news, and it's also where Pursuit of Plastic lives on the internet. So we do a section about toy news and reveals and all that stuff. So Pursuit of Plastic actually started as its own podcast, where we were talking a little bit about like toy history and company history and stuff like that. But it kind of just blended into Towel Light Talk eventually, and that's how it kind of just came to be. And then. Yeah, so we've been, and then for the last couple of years, we've been planning this comic, and we can get into that a little bit more. But that's the basics of where Don't Forget a Towel came from, and where Pursuit of Plastic stemmed from.
Cool, that's awesome. I have a list of questions here, but I'm also not a professional at this by any means, so bear with me here. I want to know more about you guys as like nerds and toy collectors before. Like, I don't want this to feel like I'm selling something. I'm a salesperson by trade. That's what I do professionally. So I'm really good at it, but I also know what it sounds like when I'm trying to sell something to somebody. So I want to know more about you guys as people. Like, obviously you're into toys. It'd be weird if you weren't into toys, especially seeing. I've seen your toy room, Casey. Like you flipped it around for me, but Chris, you have a fantastic collection behind you. Are those Mezco?
They are. They're most of my Mezcos, DC and Marvel, and then I got a couple randos on the top here, and of course my Castle Grayskull. But
of course,
this is a small fraction of my collection, which actually Casey's packing up this week to send to me. I moved to California 3 years ago from New York, and I didn't have the funds to move it at that time. I didn't really know where to put it at that time. And so my best friend was an awesome dude and helped me store it for the last few years until
what a guy. What a good guy, Casey. Have you played with any of it, Casey?
Here and there. There's some stuff you know, that you might have to go through some Star Wars loose stuff. You can set it up. Yeah.
So what do you guys collect? Let's get down to that. That's what I want to know. Like, what do we have in common?
So we both. I just got the first wave of the He-Man classics, retro classic, whatever.
The Origins one.
Origins ones, yeah. And then Chris was fighting getting it until finally the other day he broke down and literally bought the entire wave.
What do you think of the Origins Castle Grayskull they just announced, Chris?
It's pre-ordered.
Yeah, I mean we both got that. Yeah,
I love the price point on it. The
$75 or whatever.
Yeah, the store just sold me on it. I mean, I have the classics one, which I'm going to use anyhow.
7-inch scale, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But it's funny because the castle's always too big for the figure, so I'm going to use my Origins with this, and it'd be like perfect, you know.
Sure. Awesome. So Motu classics, Motu Origins. I decided on that line, like I just don't need another line to collect, but I did get He-Man and Scalpa Tour, and I have Battle Cat, and I'll get Panther when that comes out. But I think I have to like limit my He-Man. Like I've got some Super 7 classics that they made, and I've got some of the Mythic Legions homages. But like I'm literally running out of my third shelf over here, my bastard shelf that like no one ever sees because it's never on camera, is literally falling apart because it's overflowing with toys that I just don't want to put in boxes. So I understand your problems, Chris, with storage and not knowing where to put things. So that's cool. Yeah. So that's what you're collecting now. Like, well, I see we got Mezco. Do we do like Black Series? Do Marvel Legends? What do we got?
So I was a Black Series and Marvel Legends person for a long time. Casey and I both were Marvel Legends through Toy Biz years and early Hasbro, but
first iteration.
Yeah, I my superhero collecting went from Marvel Legends and DC Universe Classics and all that magic to Mezco mostly. So I do pick and choose Black Series and Marvel Legends and Hasbro figures. Depending on if I think they're, if I really want the figure and I don't think Mezco is going to make it, then it goes in. But
so Mezco is like your definitive, like this is my line there. Is that?
Well, yeah. So Casey broke my flood, opened the floodgates for me on Hot Toys and Star Wars Hot Toys because I was like, I'm not starting it. No. I'm not buying these figures. I can't do it. And then it was just like, no, dude, you have to. And I did. And then it's like, I have a decent Hot Toys collection already. So mostly Star Wars. So that's kind of where I collect Star Wars now. And also I was collecting Bandai Figure Arts for a while, but I think now it's just going to be Hot Toy concentration because I love what they're doing.
Expensive.
They are. And it's like, I can buy like 10 Black Series or I can go and buy a really nice Hot Toy. So it's just like, it's kind of like just stepping up to the next level for me, spacing wise. And also I love the detail and I love the real clothing, which really got me to Mezco. And in 1/12 scale is my favorite scale. And so Mezco, it checks all those boxes for me. It's amazing.
Absolutely. That makes sense. How many Hot Toys do you have, Casey?
That's a good question.
You're gonna ballpark it. You don't have to give me like a. I'm not gonna quiz you on it. I'm gonna go to your house.
I want to say I probably have maybe 10.
Okay.
And then I've mixed in a couple other 1/6 scale companies. Like I've got this Casey Jones. Do you remember what that company is, Chris? I don't even remember. DreamX, which didn't. It's like they made this Turtles line and then like disappeared. It was very weird. All of them are awesome though. And
Mondo was doing Turtles in that scale, weren't they, for a bit?
So but different. They're doing what the cartoon ones.
Right.
Yeah. And Mondo's great because their Masters of the Universe figures are $50, $75 cheaper than a Hot Toy, but they still have
and they look so good.
Yeah, so I definitely love Mondo. I haven't gone over to them yet, but I've gotten like some 3-0 stuff that's mixed in there.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember. I got a Bloodshot. I'm a big Valiant fan. And I got this really nice Bloodshot figure.
What do you think of the movie?
Actually, so I liked it because
I haven't seen it. So.
Yeah, no, it's a lot different than the other superhero movies for sure, and it was a cool concept. And I think, I hate to say like the big two are doing everything perfect because they're not. Marvel better than DC for sure, but I like to see what these other companies, like what they're gonna do to set themselves apart. So the Bloodshot one was good. Definitely worth a rent or download or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, and then Hot Toys. It's mostly like Chris said, mostly Star Wars. I got some Marvel stuff in there. I got a Well, we both have this. We both have the Predator, She-Alien, She-Predator.
Oh, I saw that. Looks good.
Chico. Oh my god, and in fact, that's the very first Hot Toy that I ever got. Was I found it in this random ass mall, a collectible shop there, and it was like my dreams had come to life. I was like, oh my god, this is like one of my favorite comics and my favorite books, and this toy, and I bought it straight up, and it was like $400 and I just didn't care.
It was like that's it. I'm gonna throw money at the problem and it's mine.
I mean, and it's still like worth like at least that, if not more. That's the other thing
that is what I like about that about Hot Toys is
they don't go down.
Yeah, they don't go down.
Even loose, they will never go down. They'll only go up. So it's an investment, as we like to tell our wives.
Yes, that's true. Back in like April or May, when they announced the Hot Toys Cody, I went through some serious FOMO. I was in a couple of groups on Facebook, and they're all posting like all the pictures, and I'm like, oh my god, that does look so good. That does look. Is this the Hot Toys that I buy? Is this where I start? And then like they had Rex too, and I'm like, well, I have to get Rex if I get Cody. I can't just have one of them.
Yes.
And I'm showing them to my wife, and she's like going through the page, and she's like, oh, look at this Scout Trooper comes with the Baby Yoda. And I'm like, Lily, that's $400. And she's like, yeah, but it comes with the Baby Yoda. And I was like, okay, do I buy these now? Or like, and then she's like, well, then we can have IG-11 on it, like on the bike. And I'm like, that's like $1,300 for the toys.
Slippery slope, my friend.
Yeah, it is.
But it wasn't. I'm putting this on like it was her. It was me. I'm on the couch in the fetal position. Like I want to buy these. I want to buy all of them. And she's an enabler. So I went from no Hot Toys to I have 4 on pre-order. I haven't gotten any of them yet because they're not out. But
yeah,
payment system is really nice, so it doesn't feel like I'm dropping all that.
Exactly. And don't expect
$50 a month for like 6 months or whatever.
Exactly.
It's because especially when they go on pre-sale, and it's like a year and a half until you get them anyhow.
Yeah, you got plenty of time. Yeah.
What the heck? It's amazing. I love that system because it does make it more. It's not more affordable, but easier to pay for it. So it's absolutely, it's a good thing.
Okay, so I feel like we got a good handle on toys. We all like toys. Let's talk about your Kickstarter here. So, Pursuit of Plastic: 2 friends saving the toy universe. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I'll give you the elevator pitch.
Yeah, I love the elevator pitch.
We wrote ourselves into it. It's Chris and Casey, best friends, and their sassy robot Arwen, who are trying to save the galaxy through different toy worlds. And just kind of what we were just talking about, there's a He-Man world, there's a Transformers world, there's a Lego world, and we haven't really revealed like how all of that's going to fit together. But
so no spoilers here.
No spoiler. But yeah, there's a big bad, an overarching villain that is trying to destroy these worlds, and our heroes have to try to save it. So yeah, that's the elevator pitch. It's a family-friendly comic. Some of the other comics in our line from DFAT Comics are more adult-oriented, and we wanted to do something that anyone can read it. So actually, a lot of the people who've pledged have been like parents who are like, oh, I want to have my kid check this out. And I know the toys you're referencing from when I was a kid. So, you know, they're getting him into it that way, which I thought was really cool.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm looking at the little character models. Got them on screen. Chris, why do you look like Cad Bane?
I think it's more of a Highlander look.
Okay, no, you're right. You're right. It is.
No, we got to talk 80s references here. But yeah, Cad Bane was actually, you know, developed from my characre.
Is that?
Yeah.
This is the source material.
Yeah, we've been coming up with this for so long that, you know, pre-Clone Wars. There's a lot of different references for my look, my galactic toy hunting look, from Ramirez to space vampire, kind of just, you know, writing in things that I loved growing up. And it's always been kind of a fun thing to kind of just say, you know, Scottish immortal guy or space vampire and stuff. So I love that Casey decided to really throw those references into the description, and RJ did an amazing job with the mock-ups for everybody.
I really like the artwork here. I like the big bad. I love, like, there's clear references on the big bad. I can see we got Shredder in there. We got a little Skeletor in there. We got Death's Head? Is that Death's Head? In the mask there, it looks like a little bit.
We have a contest going right now until upcoming Friday, where if people can guess as many of the references of the big bad, that we're going to give them a little extra goodie in their pledge pack. So I won't reveal all of the ones, but you've hit on a few for sure.
Okay, so not naming which ones are which, but what things I said are things in there. So
yeah,
I definitely dig the design there. That's pretty cool. So I mean, normally you'd be like, hey, come on and give us money, but you guys got funded. How long did it take you to get funded?
Exactly 2 weeks.
That's it, huh? We weren't. I mean, I guess you weren't really
exactly
for
2
a
weeks.
lot. So yeah,
we were funded as of yesterday, and it was really exciting because I was still up. I live on the West Coast, and the pledge I put us over last night actually came in late. So it was fun because it was kind of a nice thing for me while I was still awake, but I didn't want to announce it without, you know, Casey being awake or anything. So little hints that it did, but yeah, we announced it this morning, and it's great. It was a great way to start the weekend, honestly.
Yeah. Does Kickstarter give you like a big old like celebration email and stuff? Like,
they do. Yeah, they do. They say you funded dance. Now we'll take our 5% fee.
Of course. So this is slated to come out in December.
Yeah, so that's one thing that I really try to do with these Kickstarters is try to get a pretty fast turnaround time on them, and also launch them as basically being near completion. You know, typically there might be some lettering things, and of course printing, that kind of stuff takes a while. I'm being generous with the December because I don't know how things are gonna look. That it may get pushed back. I'm hoping December, but just because of how the way of the world has been lately, you know, with the post office and everything.
Yeah.
But everyone's, you know what? Now with the pandemic, you know, we did a Kickstarter for another comic in June. I think it was June. Yeah, June into July. And, you know, I told people, hey, my printer is a little behind. And everyone's like, I didn't even expect to get my comic for 6 months. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it's a pandemic. I don't care. So everyone's been really cool. Like, all the fans have been really nice about it. So tentatively, you know, December, that's what we would really like to go for. But it could be a little bit later, just with holidays and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, I feel like that's super understandable for sure. Just look at this. So the big thing that caught my eye was the tier that you can get your own action figure. I had so many questions before I dropped 200 bones. Like, what kind of action figure are we talking here?
I would love to say a hot toy.
It's a Mego style figure.
Okay.
And it will it does come on its own card back, so it can be left in package if you're a mint on card collector, because the card back will feature the Pursuit of Plastic art, and so we're trying to mock it up that way. So that's the basics of it. It's going to be your face on an action figure.
Yeah. So like, who does the sculpting and stuff? Like, I'm just had so many, like, what company is it? Like a custom work kind of thing, or like what?
It's a company that already does these.
Okay.
Like professionally.
Okay.
Because if we went and tried, like, it'd be nice to get a different type of sculptor, someone who maybe did, like, we had played around with the idea of getting it kitbashed, which is great. It won't look like you without some serious, putty sculpting
for sure. Yeah, you have to have someone with some skill, especially with someone like my mug.
Yeah. Or ours, but that's why glad we have art.
Really, depending on the era, like Chris and I would probably look the same in toy form. So
that's true. I didn't even know who I was talking to. Right?
I thought I was looking in the mirror.
Yeah, I we're both in California. Who's to say we're not the same person?
Exactly. 100%. But yeah, no, I we would like it to be as close as possible for everybody who pled to that tier. At least you'll say, okay, that's me, and that's what's most important, I think.
Absolutely. It's always weirdly been like one of my secret like dreams to have my own action figure. So that's why that caught my eye. I'm like, my own action figure, you say?
Yeah, your wife might go, well, it comes with you.
So I can make it a present for her. Now it's okay.
That's it.
You actually have a couple of people that have backed that level, which I'm not surprised, but like there's only 2 left of that level. That's for a $200 tier. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, we're pretty happy.
And we didn't
with
want to make it super expensive.
The response.
Yeah,
but we definitely knew we needed some kind of unique tier, and we had tossed that idea around a lot, and we weren't really sure how to, what the execution of it was going to be. But at the end of the day, it was just, I thought, and Casey thought that would be a really great addition, and not go crazy with it. And that's why I think we only did the 5. But just to, for those people that really were interested in something like that, I thought, it would be cool. So
what's like the sweet tier, the tier that like secretly you kind of like, if everyone went that one, you'd be like super okay with?
Hitchhiker.
It's
probably like, it's like every time on the other books, it was always kind of like the t-shirt pub glass one. We didn't do a pub glass for Pursuit of Plastic this time around, but I love that t-shirt tier. I have all the DFAT Comics t-shirts already, and the company that Casey goes through for those does really high quality t-shirts. And they're probably some of the nicer ones that I have. I have a ton of t-shirts, and they don't shrink, and the graphics have kept up through washes. So yeah, I love that because I love swag.
Sure, swag's great. So yeah, you get a Pursuit of Power t-shirt. You get the original soundtrack. This has music to it. So I remember the only time I've ever heard of music coming with something you read was back in the 90s when they made a soundtrack for the book Shadows of the Empire.
Chris and I still listen to that soundtrack. Yeah. Yeah, I could pull that guy out, but yeah, for sure.
So what kind of music we talking here?
Yeah, so the guy who does it, Daniel Cooper, has been a friend of ours for a while now. He actually helped us like with our website, like doing web development, but his main like thing is like he makes music and does a really good job with it. So we wanted something. I'm a big synthwave guy, so something with like that 80s feel, and it blends in. That's a good question. Yes, we definitely would have you send in pictures of yourself to put on the figure.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just was like, that's a good question.
No, it's a great question. Yeah. Yeah, you don't want us guessing.
This might be him. Actually, I mean, if you look at all of his profile pictures, he's a 501st. He actually lives in San Francisco, kind of close to you, Chris. I'm assuming. I'm like in that area closer than me, I guess.
Yeah, Bay Area.
All of his profile pictures are a stormtrooper. So
you might want to go with a hot toy then, but yeah. So yeah, the music, and we put like a little sample of it on the Kickstarter, is a mix of synthwave that blends into a more cinematic, almost, you know, like a John Williams type of score, because we wanted that like fun. Cinematic. We want like a Saturday morning feel that goes into like this space adventure, just like the characters do. So it's a lot of fun, and we have soundtracks for all of our comics, actually, and this is just kind of continuing that tradition with this theme song that you can listen to while you're going through the pages and looking at the sweet artwork from RJ Silvers.
Yeah, I just imagine a whole experience, like you're just kind of engulfed in this.
It's a cinematic adventure.
Yeah, exactly. That's awesome. So what else do we get there? So we get obviously digital copies of the comic. I'm assuming the actual comic, or
so just, yeah, you get this comic, and then you get the other comics. Yeah, in our.
I just read it. Physical pursuit. I just got there. Yeah. Cool. So yeah, that's good. You get stickers, digital soundtrack. That's not a bad way. $42. That's pretty good.
And 42 is the most important number in the
It is. It's the answer to life, the universe, and everything.
Exactly.
Also read I think, other 6 books in that trilogy now, or do they stop at 5? I forgot.
I think it is 5. I don't know if it was like an actual like even thing.
Well, I think I remember there was So Long and Thanks for All the Fish was book 4, and I think Mostly Harmless was book 5. I can't think of anything past that. But it's a good trilogy.
Spawn this website.
Good stuff, man. Yeah, we love it.
Yeah. That's always the hard part, I feel like. Like when you, like, so for instance, my channel, I had no idea what to call anything. Like, you've got some great people out there with some great names like Toy Galaxy and whatnot, and Fwoosh, and I'm like, yeah, Mike Case.
Yeah.
Which is better than the original name for my YouTube channel, because my very first upload I uploaded as a joke. It's still, the video's still on there. It's a sideways video of me singing Bye 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 at karaoke. It's literally made on one of the oldest flip phones possible that had like digital recording on it. And I was just like, why not? And I threw it up there, and the name of my channel was Justin Kaserlake.
Oh.
And then YouTube was like, you have to put your name if you're going to link it to Google Plus or whatever. And so it just became my name, and that's as far as that went.
And then here we are.
Here we are.
You got a cool logo.
Yeah, you know what? Some random person sent me an email one day, and he's like, "I made you a bunch of logos. You can give me money if you want to, but I got tired of you having no logos."
Yeah,
so it's like awesome. Like, this is super nice. It's that stuff I just never think about for myself. Like, I could do a lot better job, but also is it just a hobby?
Yeah.
Just embrace it. Embrace the.
Hey man, you're doing good. You've got a healthy channel, and it's growing, and hey, it's doing like it's awesome.
I've got about 15,000 more subscribers than I ever thought I have.
That's
and I only have 14,000. So it's crazy for that. But you know, the cool part is I've met a lot of really, really cool people. So for instance, like Seth Pierce here in chat, TK in chat, Justin B. These are all people that like I talk to. I've met from the YouTube channel, but I also talk to outside, like on Instagram and Facebook and stuff like that. Like, I've met some really, really cool people, and I'm very thankful for this experience in general. And then now I've met you guys, which is awesome as well. I feel like you guys, like, we could be friends normally. Like, we would just talk about, hey, what are you buying today? Did you see that new pre-order that popped up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Chris and I every day.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh
absolutely. I've got a list of friends. Whenever something Black Series drops, if they don't message me about it, I message them about it. So like I've definitely got that group of people going on.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So sorry. Here we go. TK asked, where do you go to back this, or is it already done? It is not done. They are backed. So if you don't want to, you don't have to. Don't feel obligated. But obviously there's stretch goals, and obviously throwing more money at something can only make it better, or it's just a great way to buy it. Like that's kind of how I view Kickstarter, especially with tiers where like, if you give me money, I'll give you the thing that you're kickstarting. Like to me, that's like, yeah, I'm just like pre-ordering this, assuming it backs. So if this is something you want, like what's the minimum tier for just getting the comic here? $4?
$4. Yep.
$4 digital spread.
Yeah. So that's the price of a comic. Like that's the normal price. So if you want to experience just the comic here and these guys' faces on whatever digital platform you want, to like iPad or whatever, you can do that for $4, which is not bad. Also,
I just want to say, if we know that times are tough right now, and we would even appreciate a share. If you love toys, you love toy hunting, you're really into comics and all this stuff, just a share would be awesome as well. So whatever you guys want to do to help.
Absolutely. I'm very hesitant to do stuff like this. So like when you send it to me, I'm like, well, let me read about this first before I even respond. Because I've had, as a YouTuber, I've had some weird emails of people that want me to like rep things, where I'm like, that's not even a thing that I care about. Like, why would I ever do that? But reading this, I'm like, these guys are toy nerds. Like that was my first kind of impression of you guys, is like, I would be friends with these guys based on everything that I'm seeing here, is that I feel like we should have gone to elementary school together.
100%. Yeah. It's nice to, when we do these things too, it's nice to see what it's like reaching people that we don't know, you know what I mean? And like that dig the same kind of stuff that we do. Sure. One thing that's been really nice with this comic in particular is that we're crossing, genres, because we have some, comic book fans out there who are getting it, but then we're also getting a lot of toy fans, which is why we reached out to you, and we've reached out to some other people where it's not just this, this comic book thing. And I think if you reading through the Kickstarter, and especially when you get the book, you'll see how much we really are into toys, and how many deep cuts that will probably, even in that room, that RJ put in there. Yeah.
So like, I'm looking at this right here. Like this is basically what my room looks like in here, including the pizza.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like there's like a fake Mario over there.
I like that.
What I mean? Like a GameCube. Yeah. So Laser Wars, of course.
Yeah, you don't want to get any copyright.
No, we don't want to get sued, man.
But it's not worth it. But I like the very N64-ish controller right there. Like, this is some good stuff here.
Yeah, so we really want to, and a lot of the pages are like this. They're like packed with little references to pop culture from the 80s, from the 90s, and a little bit into now. But like this guy down here, when you scroll a little bit further to like the next panel here, like you see this alien, and he's handing it over to Chris, and he's actually got one of those eggs that you used to get on a vending machine.
A vending machine, yeah.
Yeah, so like not everyone gets that, you know what I mean? Like you kind of have to have grown up around those times to get that thing and understand like, oh, you put a quarter in and you got some Stretch Armstrong minifigure or whatever it was at the time.
For sure.
It's always fun.
So I think you answered this. TK had another question about the toy. I can tell he's very interested in that as well. He said it was a Mego style body, right? Yeah,
correct.
So if you go to Target and you see the Mego aisle, that's going to be that. It's like, what is that, 8-inch in scale, 8 inches tall?
I was just gonna say, I think so. Yeah, like 7.5, 8 inches.
7, 8. Yeah.
Yeah. clothed.
So Arwen is a clear Lord of the Rings reference there. I'm assuming.
Yeah, she looked a lot different. We had a different artist on it for a while, and then just with the times and everything, we ended up going with RJ. But the original design, I had written R2D2 meets Claptrap from Borderlands.
Yeah.
And if you go down to the stretch goal, that was actually our first poster, the one that's going to be the variant cover now. I just put it on there today. It's at the bottom. So that's
I see.
That was, and almost even a little feminine too. But the name, definitely was Arwen from Lord of the Rings. My cat's name is Gandalf, and I'm a pretty huge Lord of the Rings fan.
Well, your cat's name is Gandalf, so that's
so yeah,
I really do like this alternate art. This is really good.
Yeah, that was the first. That was the first iteration of Pursuit of Plastic. So I still,
not that there's anything wrong with RJ's art, but I like the different interpretation.
It's a lot more realistic. And the fun thing about this is that a lot of the tiers have the concept art included. So Casey and I are big fans of like the art of and the production of those kind of books. So this is kind of a little homage to that. So you'll see some of the work that went into the character creation, the different looks. So we're excited for everybody to see that and to offer this variant cover if we make that that funding goal.
So that's the stretch goal. There is that alternate cover there.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. And what is that goal? Like, what's the dollar amount for that?
2,500. So another 500.
Another 500.
$499 more.
Oh, sorry, you're right. So because we are at $2,001.
Exactly.
I mean,
toys.
Two more of those toy tiers, and you guys have got it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's it, man. Yeah, so you never know what's gonna happen with like goals and all that kind of stuff.
I think we're cutting out a little bit.
That I'll probably just add in like as we get closer towards the end of the thing, just to kind of, because what happens is you'll see how many people are like following the campaign, and then how many people actually get converted. So typically, the last week, I'll throw in some extras for people to kind of entice them a little bit. Yeah, like if you've been kicking your tires a little bit and you're like, but he threw in a bunch of different, comic books. Okay, let's do it.
Sure.
So, yeah, we like to do that kind of stuff too. Because we're the same way. Like, we've been buying comics and even some toys. Mythic Legions was Kickstarter based for a long time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we have a lot of those. And Vitruvian Hacks was on Kickstarter for a while too. So yeah, we do it. We're fans as well as creators, and it's hard sometimes.
It shows, which is what I like.
Yeah, you never know sometimes with the Kickstarters how they burn you, and you're waiting years and years for stuff if it ever comes.
That's always the scary part about Kickstarter. Yeah. So you said that you don't even like doing the Kickstarter until you're like pretty far into the project. Like
yes. That's why it's important to get that goal as soon as possible. Then people at least more or less feel like they're going to get the product.
Yeah, and you said this isn't your first one. So you've successfully created.
Yeah, this is our fourth one.
Yeah. So that's pretty good. That's a good track record. I'm not an expert on this, but it seems pretty good to me.
It's not bad.
Yeah, I would trust a company that put out 3 titles already and is on the 4th Kickstarter. And
for sure,
that's the fun of it too. It's just having that library from the 3 other issues of the 2 issues of Hallowed and Fairy #1 that we can include in and just get people familiar with what we offer.
Well, if anyone else has any questions in chat, ask them away. My first question is, we talked earlier about toys and what you guys collect, but what are some things you guys are looking forward to coming out? How many pre-orders do you have right now?
You know what? It's funny because I just moved, so I'm very kind of in tune to, because I just had to update all my address and stuff and all my orders. So I mean, I'm a pre-order guy, period. So it's kind of, and I love the fact that a lot of figures are not offered that way. So I've got
makes it easier. I miss toy hunting. I miss toy hunting.
Yes, we do too. Yeah.
You know, it's funny. I went toy hunting for the first time in months yesterday, because Master Universe Origins are in store. You can get some online, but I wanted to go get Battle Cat, and there was a local store that had it. But I've been trying to be, stay inside and stay in my bubble, So but I had the itch, and I do miss toy hunting. I did get that kind of thrill yesterday doing it. So, but back to the online thing, it's just like Hot Toys and Mezco and Super 7. All these companies that are were based around pre-orders. So I support those companies a lot because it just gives me an idea what's coming. I don't have to hunt for it.
Yeah, NECA started doing that. They kind of turtle packs and stuff like that.
I'm gonna not even talk about that. Just don't take me down that dark path.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I love. Yeah, I agree.
So I agree. Pre-order is the way to go. It takes the stress of worrying about getting something. That's why, like right now, there's a big uproar with the whole Target pre-orders for the G.I. Joe classics, and like they even got like some Black Series stuff that like they sell out online instantly. And then because they do that, you have all the scalpers going to the stores buying them all because they saw how fast they sold online, and then they put them up all on eBay, and it's not fun. It takes all the joy away from.
We've created our own worst enemy, honestly. So it's funny because I will say that maybe the bad guy in this comic is based on the scalpers, but
I like that. I'm always down for that.
Maybe, but
it says it in there, Chris, in the Kickstarter.
Does it say in the Kickstarter? Okay, all right.
Scalpa Tour is our
Scalpa Tour.
We like to kind of skirt around that just in case,
Oh my god!
Too much spoilers, but
that's such a good name. Scalpa Tour. I think honestly that kind of won me over just with that. Like, tell me the bad guy in the comics name is Scalpa Tour. Yeah, I'm in. All right.
We thought it's very appropriate. So
yeah, absolutely. So
similar.
You're more limited. We were talking about that earlier, but what you got?
I got the Gray Skull stuff. I got him, and then a lot of Clone Wars. As soon as Ahsoka, I was waiting for Ahsoka. She came up on Hot Toys, and then it was like, okay, well, I also have to have Rex, of course. And I've had Mando on pre-order. I can't even remember what Mezco's because they're so all over the place with how many things come out that it's always like, oh, this is shipping? I totally forgot this even. I ordered this.
Sure. Mezco's a little bit like, to me, they remind me a little bit of like pop vinyls where there's like, they have so many different properties.
Yeah.
Like it's nuts. You have like Star Wars. They don't have Star Wars. They have but I have like Marvel, DC, random anime, like just so much stuff. Popeye.
Yeah. I like that they do that though.
Yeah, it's fun.
It makes it better because like, where are you gonna get a Popeye figure? Just like
Mezco.
No, yeah. The other thing we have pre-ordered, Chris and I believe, like the Super 7 with those Disney toys.
Oh yeah, the ultimate.
That came out of nowhere.
Yeah. Who asked for those? Nobody.
Just the phony Prince of England. That's the one I'm getting. And then when Robin Hood comes out, because it is my favorite Disney movie.
Robin Hood's your favorite Disney movie.
Yeah.
Right.
I was like, you're doing Prince John in wave 1. This is for the people.
That's a deep cut, and I like it. I'm here for it.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, random stuff. I have a ton of stuff on pre-order as well. I can't even remember all of it.
Oh yeah.
I'll add to the Clone Wars hot toy. I got the Anakin on his step.
Because
I'm a big vehicle fan, and so when the Darth Maul came out, I got that with the speeder. I just like that 1/6 scale vehicle. I mean, it's just the big ones are out of control, but you probably wouldn't get anything that bigger than like a speeder bike, or maybe Luke's land speeder. But
didn't they have a Millennium Falcon at like a Comic-Con one time or something?
Just like fan made?
Yeah, no, I think it was like, I don't know if they were gonna sell it, but they had like a hot toy, like a one.
I remember something like that. Yeah,
Millennium Falcon,
$1 billion.
Yeah, right. I mean, if you have
to live in it,
pay it off. Like,
yeah. How many years do I have to?
No, I agree. That's what I'm looking forward to getting. I have the speeder bike from the Mandalorian with the trooper and the baby Yoda.
Yeah,
so I'm looking forward to that. I just don't know where I'm going to put it. Like, it's a 1/6 scaled speeder bike. Like,
that's where you push other things, man. That's when you start going, sorry guys.
Like, I mean, look at my top shelf up here. Like, I've got like just ridiculous Transformers up there. I've got Unicron, I've got Omega Supreme. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with that.
Can I ask you a question?
Black series.
Sure.
Push myself.
You living in California, because this is one of my concerns with earthquakes. How do you anchor stuff?
Yep.
Because that's how do you like? I'm worried about anchoring. Not worried about. I want to anchor my hot toys and things like that. So what do you do?
Well, I mean, all the shelves I bought have wall anchor things they come with, so I just bolt them into the wall. I mean, most of the time, like I've given them a handshake. So unless we get like a big one, which who knows, none of them are going to fall over on their own. But I have them anchored just in case we ever get that big one.
Smart.
But they're all anchored to the wall. They all have little straps with like it's a bolt. I don't even have them. Like I don't even have it on like a dowel or whatever, the wall anchors. I just have it screwed straight into the wall because I feel like that's probably good enough, but it might not be. But we'll find out, I guess. And if I do find out, that's probably the last thing I really care about is, oh no, my toys.
Well, I mean, I'm just talking about hot toys, and because I'm going to take some fishing string and tie it to the wall. If my Darth Maul falls 5 feet to the floor, it's like. Yeah, that's a big concern. Even just like I bet a 3.0 would do that, So I'm just kind of like, what do I do?
Do you have renter's insurance? Or?
I do. I gotta add the earthquake. I just actually got that email yesterday.
No, it's a real concern living in Southern California. I will say I've lived here most of my life, and I mean I feel earthquakes that like they happen, but it's not as big of a deal as you think, and you quickly get used to them.
I've been at 8.2.
Okay, that's pretty
in South America, and and some of the small ones out here. So I'm not super worried until that.
So you've experienced one, you just not. Yeah. But that's a good question. Definitely anchor that. I never did. My wife made me. She's like, we have to anchor those, and I was like, nah, they're fine. And she's like, no, we have to anchor them. So.
Your wife is like a toy sage.
She's a toy whisperer.
She is. She's also an enabler. I love it. Like I'm like, oh, there's this new thing just got announced. She's like, buy it. And I was like, no, I don't need it. She's like, buy it. And
she's like, Darth Kermit.
She has her limits though. Like for some reason, she does not like Transformers Beast Wars. She finds them creepy. So. She's got limits. So if I say something's coming out and she's like, nope.
Wow, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's cool. Sup,
everybody. Yeah, we got some good chat going on. Some positive reactions to Scalpa.
Good, yeah.
All right. So what's next for you guys? I mean, I know you got a lot going on here, but this is funded. So like, what's next?
Well, first we can breathe a little easier for the next 2 weeks.
For sure.
Yeah, the last week is always another emotional roller coaster because you usually get high up in the first week, then it dips, then it gets high again at the end. So, really just seeing how that last week goes. Right now we can breathe for probably about a week. You got to go to the massager.
Oh yeah, she just stuck her head in.
Okay.
So here's the thing. Like, if you guys want to stick around, I'm down to stick around. If we want to end it here, like I feel like it's good. But
this is a good spot. I feel like this is a good spot. We'll have to come on again.
Oh, for sure. I think maybe when it ends, we'll pop on, do a fun little celebratory stream.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not a backer yet, but I'm definitely going to be a backer. Talking to you guys.
Tell your wife. She'll make you do it.
Yeah, she'll make me do it. No. Well, she likes supporting like artists and stuff anyway. And if I get one with a physical one, the comic will go in. She's an English teacher, so she has a gigantic library that she lets students like check out. So this will probably go in her library for her students to read.
Awesome.
So definitely, I think that's going to be a must do for me. So I just want you've at least got one more backer.
Thank you very, very much, man.
But yeah, so that's been Casey and Chris. They are part of the Don't Forget a Towel, which again is a Hitchhiker's Guide reference, not a South Park reference. Right. And their Kickstarter is Pursuit of Plastic. Just go ahead and I guess just search for that on Kickstarter. You can find it. If you found this, you can find that, I believe, in your Googling skills. I don't have anything. They are funded, but more is better. They're stretch goals and they're good guys. So thanks for hanging on. Congrats to you guys for getting funded. And I look forward to hanging out with you more.
Thanks, Mike. Definitely.
Thanks, Mike.
We'll do it again.
No
Pursue
problem.
that plastic, Mike. Pursue it all.
Oh, I'm going right now. I'm gonna go. I'm pursuing.
You got the itch.
That's right. Oh, all right. I have to figure out how to end this. There's like 4 different button presses here.
Oh my gosh, that's always so awkward because then you're like staring at the buttons.
Everyone, and everyone's like, "What are they doing?"
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's too funny.
Here we go. All right.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah, I think we're talking over it. I think people can still hear us, and I'm okay with that. So, thanks.
Thanks for having us on, man.
Yeah, it's been
Thanks,
a lot
Mike.
of fun.
This is awesome.
For sure. I'll talk to you guys.
Thanks for all you guys who watched today.
Yeah, thanks for everyone who watched.